Hi brand talkers, welcome back to Brand Talk with mrnis. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to build unforgettable personal brand. Today on the internet, there are so many content out there, and creating content is not enough, but rather creating an unforgettable experience in people's mind is something that will stand you out. There's what we call storytelling, and that's why I'm going to be narrowing down on this content. So stay with me because I have a lot of things to share with you on how you can use your story to create content and build a personal brand that anybody watch and remember and assimilate with you. Don't forget, you already have a story. Your story is the real you, and you can't change it, but rather you can leverage it and earn money, gain influence. Let's talk about how to build an unforgettable personal brand on today's world. The digital world is exciting. It can help you scale very fast, especially with the use of content and social media. If you start creating content today, the major thing you need to learn how to do is to use your story, which is called storytelling, to build your personal brand, because it will help people resonate with you, understand you, and then relate with you more. Because if they can relate with you and they can understand your story from the background where you're coming from to the reason why you're doing what you're doing today, it will help them to build more relationship with you and love you. Your goal as a personal brand is not just to show your content, push your content out there, but rather it is to build fans, it is to build belief in people, and also show the impact of your labor or the impact of things you are doing in and out. And then this will help you scale your brand, build your business, and earn money. Remember, and make impact. Storytelling is increasingly invaluable when you are trying to build a personal brand because consistently this strategy has proven to stand out. Do you know this brand, Nike? They are telling story. Their story is simple. Just do it. They're telling you the inner ability you have. That's why they are relating to athletes. They're proving to people, if you believe you can, you can. And if you use our brand to make it easier for you. And that's why they are aligning themselves with big brands or big personalities who can help them convey this their message. The same with Apple. Apple is talking about think what? Think different. You, what is your own brand all about? For me, it's about being authentic. Be yourself. This is my old tablet. This is my wedding suit. I'm just myself. I'm telling you, anybody can do this. You too could do what I'm doing. This is my studio setup. You don't need all these things to go live. If you check on my YouTube channel today or my Facebook, I use my phone and go live in front of my house. I can do this. I can do those other ones. So I am being myself. You that is trying to build a personal brand, are you being yourself? So let's continue. Number one reason why you need to use story. First, stories connect to human beings. You can give people facts, you can give people statistics. They will forget those numbers. They will forget the information you give them on a straight line. But if you can give them a story, weave in the same fact into story, try to project it, they will understand and stay connected to that story. Let me share a story with you now. My name is Mr. Nis, but you can call me Ifeanyi Chukwu Nwagbo. I used to hawk sweets on the streets of Aba in Abia State. By just giving you these first two lines, you can relate with me. You know that I used to. And now today I run a podcast, I run a YouTube channel. I teach people branding from selling sweets to learning photography to now becoming someone who helps individuals to build their personal brand. That simple story sticks with you. If you see my video any other place, you will remember what? My story. Before you even remember what my brand stands for, you will connect first with my story. So using stories like yours to connect to your dot will help you relate more to your audience and then connect faster. Next point. Let's talk about how to craft your story. I have written a book on this, how to craft a profitable personal brand. Part of it is how to stand out with your story. Now, for me, is the story I just told you in the last section. But now let's look at it this other way. How can you craft your own story? It is simple. Sit yourself down right now. You can even pause this video and take your pen and paper. Write out 5 things that you know when you were younger or things you've learned in your business. So it could be business, it could be your organization, it could be something that happened to you when you were younger, but just look for something that you often tell people. Something they can even use as an excuse. For most people, it may be having injury, having an incident, or something that happened when you were too young. Maybe something that's traumatic for you. For instance, I met a lady who is traumatized with her father's experience when she was young. She started having serious issues with that until she met me. I started telling her, baby girl, you have to get rid of this story. You have to get rid of this feeling. This is hurting you. You can win with your story. Talking about someone like Oprah Winfrey, she did the same. She was abused and everything. Today, she's using her story to win what? To win audience and connect with big brands. Your story is something that happened to you, maybe when you were young or when you are trying to develop your skill set in a particular industry. And today, you can leverage that same story to scale your brand. The next thing, how do I integrate my story into my brand? If you are building your personal brand, learning how to weave in your story into your content is phenomenal. You have to learn this thing and master it. It doesn't need to be in your about page. People think it's only your website that will know about you. No. On your daily content, as you are going live, you give tips about your story. You don't need to tell us everything. Pick out points that relates to the topic you are teaching and tell us that small story. No matter how tiny they are. There are things Apple will tell you today about their product. They relate it to something that has to do with the beginning of the brand. Why they started this brand. They don't need to tell you all the story at once, but they can just chip in things that connect to each other, especially to what they are telling you or what they're trying to make you buy now. For instance, for me, I will tell you, I used to stutter in front of the camera. I used to make mistakes. And then whenever I bring that story up, I will connect it to the current content I'm creating. And it will help you do what? Assimilate my story and the content I'm creating at the moment. So content creation is key if you can relate it to what you're doing or what you've been doing before now. So let's talk about the tips that can help your story stand out online. There are a couple of tips I want to share with you. And these are things that will help your story be unique. And it will also help you to create audience and connect with people. Don't forget these tips because they are going to be outstanding for you. First tip is authenticity. This is something you know me about. This is something I keep telling in all my content. Being yourself makes you relatable. You didn't fall from the sky, right? Somebody gave birth to you and you passed through a certain process. It may be rough, it may be easy, but whichever way your own path is, you have to learn how to use that story to connect with your audience. Another way to make your story memorable is relatable. So what did you experience growing up? Or what did you experience learning that skill you have? Make it relatable. Put people in the picture. Let them feel this vacuum and then feel themselves in your story. For instance, if I'm telling you a story, I will tell you something like, imagine this. The moment I say imagine, you are participating what? In my story. You are relating. So imagine having this stomach upset in the middle of board meeting. Imagine staying 4 hours on an airplane and then all of a sudden you remember that you needed to pick something from your luggage. The item you're looking for is far under your box. All those imaginations, people can relate to it. If you can get them to relate to this, they will certainly flow along with you. The next tip you need to incorporate into your personal brand is transformation. I used to be this, and this is where I am today. It could be for you too. Where were you before now? How did the transformation happen? People love transformational stories. Before and after, it gets people's attention so much. That's why you see videos like 0 pack and then 6 packs. People just keep sharing those content or commenting, oh, this is real, this is good. Industries like fitness, they use that a lot. They used to show you what it was before and what is it right now. The next tip you need is to understand how simplicity can help your story stick. People want to remember your story. They want to relate to it. So making your story is very simple. This to this is very simple. For me, it was street to this. A lot of things happened in between, but all those things may not be necessary. So making your story very simple. What was he doing before? What is he doing now? Or what was she doing before now? How did this thing impact what she's doing currently? These are things you have to take note of. So storytelling is one of the ways to make your brand stick. And if you're looking for other things to do to grow your personal brand, this YouTube channel is dedicated to that. Or if you're following us on TikTok, Instagram, or LinkedIn, remember to connect with me because I am the brand artist. I'm here to help your business grow. If you can learn how to weave in story into what you're doing today, it will stand you out because a lot of persons are saying the same thing you're saying, creating the same thing you're creating, but the only thing they don't have is your story. So using your story differentiates you from the crowd and also make you relatable. People can forget your content, but remember, they will never forget your story. See you in the next video. My name is Mr. Nis. I'm on a mission to build 1 million individual personal brand by 2030. Join our community. It is called the Brand Talkers. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss the next personal branding video I'm going to share. Mr. Nis.